Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today, something different, and this is the Italian tech tree Firefly. Now, there are several reasons why I wanted to show you this. First of all, those are two great battles that you can see that I kind of enjoyed. And when I say enjoying, I mean I had the opportunity to make the tank work. So, give me a few minutes to explain you what I tried to tell you. I know that a lot of people despise long-range maps, but eventually you'll play them, and eventually you have to make your tank work. You have to find positions that are not clearly visible as cover or as good firing positions. So you have to learn the maps, otherwise you just go forward like the rest of my team into B, where then they get grinded down. And the Sherman Firefly has the fantastic 17-pounder. When I say fantastic, I mean this is a gun that gives you the opportunity to use high penetration ammunition for its battle rating, and it has a decent rate of fire. So we have 5.9 second reload, and we have also, a more or less acceptable, how should I say it, accuracy. It's not perfect, and the Shot Mark 8 is the best APCBC round that you can get with 190mm with 883 meters per second. The problem is it doesn't have a bursting charge, so you are a bit like a needle compared to, let's say, the Soviet APHEBC sledgehammer that just kills, whereas this one brings death by 1,000 cuts to the enemy. So the Shot SV Mark 1 is then the APDS round, which has unheard of capabilities. 1203 meters per second mass velocity, 228 millimeters of penetration, at 2000 meters still 134, and also reasonable penetration versus angled armor. But the post-penetration damage effect is not the greatest. Then there is the rest about this tank, and when I just managed to get those battles, the tank was already reasonably well equipped. There's still something missing, and the second battle was the first battle once the tank was completely upgraded, and you felt that. So the mobility. The tank has stock horsepower to ton ratio of 10. That is bad. But furthermore, it's absolutely outrageously awful how the tank turns. You can't even take a corner. The tank just loses speed, barely turns, and just seems to lose all of its grips. The tracks on the one side where you want to turn over, they just don't stop if you don't have the brakes unlocked. And it adds up in this tank with its overall ground pressure, etc. It's really awful. Now, I don't want to bore you with this, and I don't want to tell you exactly what stock grind is. I guess the majority of you really know how bad this can be. But this tank is just one of those great examples. The stock ammunition isn't great. The overall performance of the tank in the usual War Thunder meta, close quarters fighting, absorbing shots, mobility, maneuverability, it's not really suited for this. But where it shines is at long range. And also, you can absorb shots that otherwise would really make you dead when they hit you under normal circumstances. Much closer range is what I'm trying to say. Then there is this map, Kursk, aka the modified version, Firing Arc. And I'm not really too happy about Gaijin reworking it, because they actually made it worse. At range, you can't see the railway embankment. You still can see the rails, but not the railway embankment. It is not rendered. So you shoot a tank, you think you're shooting awfully short, but instead you're hitting the railway embankment, where you can see the tank through. That is being reported by myself personally a couple of months ago, and apparently that is not on Gaijin's priority list. So M10, and watch this. A split second before his shell hits me, I get my shot out, and I'm also doubly lucky that my gun, the little bit of muzzle brake that I have on the 17 pounder, absorbs the shell. So I'm in cover, I can repair, I got the kill, I prevented A from being captured, and yeah, that is kind of fun. Another feature of this tank is the 50 cal. Yeah, that's an IL-2, it's slow, but it also is really tough as old boots. We get multiple hits in. I tried to make my gun work as well at some point. Critical hit. Okay, let's snipe properly, or shall we? And we get the kill. So I helped now even out my airplanes, or my aircraft. Now, one of the things that you need to know about this map is it's not all about B. It's also in theory about A, and there is a little bit of a hidden location that not a lot of you know, and you have to be patient. At first you have to clear the way, you have to snipe at long range, you have to prevent it getting captured, to then get in, cap it, get all those juicy RP and civil lines, give your team an advantage, and also in theory help to snipe enemy tanks in B, help your team as well. Now, we can have here a negative example of how it actually works most of the time, I guess. And let's make a little bit of a magic cut here. And we are a few seconds later about to enter the cap. And look at this, there is, yeah, ridge lines on both sides. So I'm more or less hull down. And I hope that I also blend in. There are also trees that hide me from planes. Do you know this location exists? Yeah. I guess the majority of people don't know it. And to work with the terrain, that is really one thing that you also need to learn. That you just learn the maps and not just hide behind a rock or a house, which is obvious cover. Now watch that shot, because that was impressive. T-34-57. Yeah, I didn't see him. I was about to shoot the SU-57, but hey, it is what it is. Another battle on the fields of Poland. And here I go on a special route, I'd say. The team is with me. We are about to clear the south. And then obviously I try to help here my team. That is a big, mean Soviet tank destroyer. So that was a good shot. Let's pass. Let my teammate pass. That was sadly not good enough, but he's now disabled. By that time, one of the gunners should go back, and we get the kill on the ISU-122. As biased as the Soviet tech tree is at around this battle rating, those Soviet tech destroyers were absolutely bad when I played them stock. But let's have none of this. So the lesson is that this tank is great at range. And I need a lot of ammunition for my long range shooting. This is why I take a lot of ammo with me. I know that a lot of people say you should empty your ammo racks, but in this tank, let's face it, it doesn't make too much difference. And especially when you get shot at with APAG, it's mostly a one shot anyway. And it would be really bad if you have that one game where you are on a long range map, you have already sniped a lot of tanks, you have expended a lot of ammunition, you didn't get killed by planes, and then you run out of ammunition. That would be bad, would it? So I decided to not take this risk. Now, the Southern Force that I was a part of made greatly one mistake. They went for the spawn. And this is also a little bit of the map design issue. If you want to progress into the depths of the enemy half, beautiful disabling shot here, then, you know, if an enemy spawns, it's completely in the open, so he has spawn protection, he can kill you. You just make the effort to go through across the map for such a long time, and he just spawns and has you to kill with impunity. Yeah, that's War Thunder. Anyway, so I have enemies probably appearing on my back and also on A. This is a risky position, but again, I want to make it work. Somebody just killed that IS-1, which is great. So There we can also see another enemy. What range is he? Okay. Yeah, good shot right there. So he has a lot of fun. I tried to adjust for his movement, and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that is another kill at range. And then we can see, what is that? Is this an Su-85? There he is. At that point you could load the Shot Mark 8, because that has a bit more spalling, but that's all hypothetical nonsense. It took 3 shots, doesn't really matter. We got the kill. And then, yeah, Soviet strength strikes again. Oh, I'm in deep trouble here. And the next shell also doesn't pen. As good as this APDS is, it's not a magic shell. Oof, and I got a kill assist on that one as well. And then luck strikes. I get shot in the back, but the shell just exploded. And this is the only time that an APHE round has a disadvantage over an AP round. So I'm not extinguishing the fire, and I just try to disable him. That looks a good shot. Now I extinguish the fire and hope that I can reload before he does. I think I have the range set. I repair. Now I have the clear vision. It got bumped by the plane. I'm switching to the T-3485. And this is all at range. So it's not so easy for them to hit me. But I think I have the range in. Driver, loader, come on. Just a little bit of an adjustment and we can kill the gunner. Beautiful. That was a turret ring shot. Just magnificent. I love it. That was absolutely great. And that is definitely where the tank is so much better at long range than it is in a brawling situation. This is why I love those large maps once in a while. I'm not the type of player that goes in, you know, gets 1 or 2 kills, then just spawns in a plane, brings misery over the tank that just killed you, etc, etc. So at the end, the message with this tank is, it is not a brawling machine, obviously, and it is very good at sniping. So if you have a long range map, take it out, but be patient. Give yourself the time to set yourself up. And then, sniping, in theory, sounds easy. In practice in War Thunder, it's not that simple. You have to know the distances between certain positions. You need to know your ammo type, and you need to know the characteristics of the tank. So here, shell impact on the ridgeline before me indicated an enemy tank, and there it is. And watch that. Pinpoint accurate Su-57B. That was the last kill of the game, and let's just head straight for the post-battle results. 5 kills, 5 assists, and we won that match, and that brought us nearly 60,000 civilians and also 6,400 RP, which is really beneficial for the stock grind and the further grind. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope that you enjoyed something different for a change, and as usual, give this video a like with it, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the ways, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.